Today's Namaste Yoga is the final class in the Yoga Stories 2 series with the Ayurveda mantra and nourishing others. Hello and welcome to episode 249 of Namaste Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me, Dr. Melissa West. And today we are finishing up our Yoga Stories 2 series, which I really think we should have called Mudras and Mantras. But however, here we are at the end of it. Today we are going to be taking all the benefits of nourishing ourselves and offering that nourishment to others. So for today's practice, I want to thank Dusky Lee for providing me with my props. You're going to need your yoga mat, you're going to need a strap, and you're going to need a round bolster today. And I want to thank Squeezed Yoga Clothing for my clothes. It's actually Donna's birthday today, so happy birthday to Donna. I'm wearing regular yoga pants today. I know leggings are super in, but I'm going to try and bring back regular yoga pants. I'm tired of leggings. Let's see if I'm a trendsetter. Anybody else tired of leggings? And I'm wearing a red long sleeve bamboo underneath this down jacket to keep me warm while I film. And that's it. I didn't write down a testimonial this morning, but this morning when I was on the membership site, I saw that one of our members, Lisa Bloss, she did the at-home self-retreat this weekend, and that was the first thing we put on the membership site. And she said she just loved it. She had a great experience with it, and it gave her a lot of space to, what did she say? Anyway, there is a lot of spaciousness that comes from that weekend when you take that day of silence that's in there. There's walking meditation, there's seated meditation, and it's a really beautiful weekend. And the nice thing that she said about it, which is really nice, is that we do have several retreats on the membership site, and that you can do them whenever you want, whatever time is convenient for you. You don't have to leave it for a weekend. If weekends are the best time for you, then great. But if you have a couple of days off during the week because that's how your schedule is, then you can do them then. So the weather is getting more chilly here. It's fall, the leaves are falling from the tree, and I'm underneath some arbutus trees here today, so you'll see them in our B-roll today for sure. They're beautiful trees where the bark comes off the tree. They're pretty unique to the West Coast here. Okay, so let's get started. You're going to need your bolster to start. The way we're going to connect with this idea of offering the fruits of our practice to other, the pleasure of the nourishment that we've received, is by doing hip openers and heart openers, that opening that nourishment to others from our heart center, and then also that our second chakra is our area for pleasure. So that's the idea of hip and heart openers today. So get your bolster, and you're going to lie down on your back. And you're going to take your bolster and bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, press into your feet until you can pull your bolster underneath you. And then what you're going to do is bend your right leg in and lengthen your left leg long over the bolster, so you're getting a nice stretch in the front of your left hip, and you're drawing your right knee in towards your chest. So half happy baby pose, Ardha Ananda Balasana. And then release your right leg down so that it's going to lengthen long over the bolster to get the stretch over your right hip. Draw your left leg in, your left foot up towards the ceiling. Open up the front of your right hip. Breathing deep into your belly. Softening into your hip socket, your hip joint on your left side. And then release your left leg down. And bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. Press into your flat feet and lift your bolster out. And from here, we're going to do Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. So now that you've had that chance to open up your hips, you're going to come into the pleasure of happy baby pose here, sinking into your hips. Breathing right into your hip joints, softening and relaxing here. Breathing right into your low belly. And then release your legs down and let's just sway them out for a minute here after that Ananda Balasana. And then roll to your right side and make your way up onto all fours. Okay, so we're going to come into cat pose to warm up your spine. So take your hands underneath your hips and your knees underneath your... You're not going to put your hands under your hips. You can put your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And exhale, round up through your back. And then inhale and arch through your back. So you're going back and forth. Breathe out, round. And breathe in and arch. And then from here, you're going to slide your right knee forward and your left leg straight back and fold forward for pigeon pose so that you're getting a stretch in your right hip. And then really tuck your tailbone under. We're going to come into the back bending version of this pigeon pose. And we're going to connect with this idea of offering all the nourishment that we've received from doing the Ayurdehi mantra over the last 12 weeks and give it to others. So place your right hand on your heart and then open up. And so here's where my frozen shoulder kind of limits my range of motion, but you'll be able to reach your left arm around behind you a little bit more. So real yoga for real people, just do what you can in your body. Lift and open your chest, reaching around behind you. And then come back forward and bring your right leg back. And you're going to slide your left knee forward. Reach your right leg behind you, long. And fold forward over your bent left leg so you feel a stretch in your left hip. Okay, now tuck your tailbone under and you're going to come upright on this side. Keep reaching down and long through your sit bones towards your right knee. So you stay long through your low back. Take your left hand on your heart to connect with the nourishment that you've offered yourself over the last 12 weeks through the Ayurdehi mantra. And then you're going to reach your right arm behind you. See, now you can see what I intended for you with this posture. So that's offering the nourishment to others that you've received, that you've given yourself. Keep bringing your right hip forward to your left heel while you do that. So try not to rock right onto your left hip while you do this. And then release that, and you're going to come to a comfortable seated position so that we can do our Ayurdehi mantra for the final time with our mudra. Whew, that's super hot. Whew. Okay, so today I have a mudra for you that's about the giving of gifts, and it's used in traditional Indian dance to signify the giving of gifts. It's the Ardha Rechit mudra. So with each hand you fold your index, middle, and ring finger under your thumbs, and you extend your baby finger. And with this, you're going to keep your right palm turned up and your left palm turned down. You're going to bring this in front of your torso, about 6 inches from your body. So this denotes the giving of gifts in traditional Indian dance. And so we'll reflect on all the nourishment we received from our practice of chanting this Ayurdehi mantra over the last 10 weeks and offer these gifts to all those we are in relation with. So perhaps you might want to bring to mind those that you want to offer the gifts to, And focus on offering this mantra to others when you chant it today. That's the intention that we will bring to our chanting of the mantra today. So you will hold the mudra while I will focus on leading us through the mantra today. We will do it in call and response one time. Let's make space with a breath and a sigh. Ayurdehi, Ayurdehi, Pranam Dehi, Pranam Dehi, Apanam Dehi, Apanam Dehi, Vyanam Dehi, Vyanam Dehi, Chakshur Dehi, Chakshur Dehi, Shrotam Dehi, Shrotam Dehi, Mano Dehi, Mano Dehi, Vacham Dehi, Vacham Dehi, Atmanam Dehi, Atmanam Dehi, Pratishtham Dehi, Pratishtham Dehi, Mam Dehi, Mam Dehi, Mai Dehi, Mai Dehi. So continue to hold the mudra with your eyes closed in the seated position to receive the teachings for today's class. So today's class is about the final line in the Ayurdehi mantra, Mayi Dehi. May that nourishment bring pleasure to others. So part of being a yogi is taking all the benefits of our practice and offering it out into the world so that we can be a benefit to all beings. As the words Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu say, may all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So by practicing these nourishing practices for the last 12 weeks, we are now in a position to offer the resources we have gathered within to all those we are in relation with. We have nourished our lives, the upward moving energy, the downward moving energy in our bodies, the circulating energy in our bodies, our sight, our hearing, our minds, our speech, our soul, and we have rested in that nourishment. We are fully nourished. From that space of nourishment, we are ready to offer the fruits of our practice to others. Mayi Dehi. Shambhavi Chopra says, focusing the light of love on our inner world creates the space for real transformation. This inner awareness transcends our primeval impulses of conflict and assertion, which contradict our true nature of peace, releasing all illusion, hurt, and blame. Understanding our true nature and taking responsibility for all our actions allows us to transform the darkness of our worldly desire into the light of bliss. So reflect on your life right now. What is it that you are trying to create, sustain, release, or rebirth in your life? And how could this class be of most benefit to you? Begin to form an intention of what it is you would like to receive by practicing this yoga today. And perhaps there's somebody you would like to dedicate the fruits of your practice to. So go ahead and form your intention or dedication. And then once you've formed your intention or dedication, you're going to come up onto all fours. We're going to come into a high lunge pose. Okay, so from here we're going to come up into a square lunge. So you're going to come back onto your knees and start by walking your left leg through so that your legs are at a 90-degree angle. Sink down through your front left leg. So you've got a square front leg and a square back leg. And you'll feel a stretch through the front of your right hip. And then you're going to inhale, take your right arm up and over towards your right heel. If it doesn't reach, you can place a block or your bolster that you already have down by your right heel. And then you're going to reach your left arm up and over. So your left arm will probably go up a lot higher than mine. You could, if you've got a shoulder injury, you could even just leave it out like mine. Replace it on your heart. And then you're going to come back up and take your hands down. Bring your left knee back. Bring your right knee forward. And you're going to come upright and take your left arm up and over, down to your left heel. Bring your right arm all the way up and over, or you can bring it to your heart again. And then come upright, and from this position you can just take your right hand on your right knee and come up to standing. And then you're going to stand at the front of your mat and take a step back with your left foot. And we're going to do Warrior One pose. Sink down through your front right sit bone. You're going to do it as a back bending pose so that you open to the nourishment in your heart center. We're going to do eagle's arms, so bring your left arm up, hook your right arm underneath it. So if this isn't working in your body today, then the option is to bring your elbows together and lift up and back bend that way. And then release that down and let this posture out of your body. And we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. So take a step back this time with your right leg. Turn your hips to face the front edge of the mat. Sink down through your left sit bone. Bring your left arm up, hook your right arm underneath it. And if that doesn't work on this side, then you can always do your elbows together again. And lift your heart up and over. So we're going for eagle's arms here. And then release that from your body. And you're going to come and stand with your feet wide on your mat, your toes facing forward. Tuck your tailbone under, reach your sit bones down to your ankles. You're going to lift up your heart up to the sky, open to the nourishment that you've received. And then coming forward, roll your pelvis over your leg bones and fold forward for inversion where your head is below your heart. And I'm going to give you the option here of interlacing your fingers behind your back and lifting your arms here too. So that's an option here. So you can get more into the heart opener even as you do your inversion here. And then roll your pelvis back up over your leg bones. And we're going to come back down and do that same pigeon pose with the heart opener for your back bend. Okay, and I'm going to put my socks back on here. Keep my feeties warm. My jacket is keeping me toasty warm. Thank you everybody who helped me decide between the blue and the red on Facebook. It was very helpful. Okay, so you're going to come to all fours, slide your right knee forward, your left leg back. We're going to keep this as a back bend this time. Tuck your tailbone under, bring your hand to your heart center, and then your right hand to your heart center and your left hand reaching around behind you. And then from here, you're going to take your left leg all the way around in front of you. Cross your left leg over your bent right leg so that your left foot and your right, your left foot and your left buttocks is on the ground. And here, if you need to fill the space, tuck your folded blanket underneath your buttocks. And inhale here, exhale, turn towards your bent leg. Lengthen up through your spine for a twist. And then come back to the center. You're going to release this side out of your body. Come back onto all fours. And from here, you're going to slide your bent left knee forward to your left wrist. Reach your right leg back and long. We're going to stay in the back bending version this time. Tuck your tailbone under. Reach your pelvis forward. Bring your left hand to your heart center. Reach your right hand around behind you to offer that nourishment to others. And then come back to the center. Take your back right leg all the way around in front of you. Cross it over your bent left leg, placing your right foot on the ground. And if your right hip is lifting off the ground, fill the space with a folded blanket. Lengthen up tall through your spine. Turn towards your bent left leg. Wrap your arm around your leg and lengthen up through the twist. And then come back to center. From here, you're going to probably need a folded blanket or maybe a meditation cushion to elevate your pelvis a little bit to create some ease in rolling your pelvis over your leg bones for a forward fold, especially if forward folds are a little challenging for you. So you're going to sit with your legs out long in front of you. So you're going to sit up on your cushion. Pull the flesh out of the way at the back so that you're able to fold forward. Have your strap close by. Cross your left leg over your right leg. You're going to internally rotate your right arm forward and bring it up your back. Then you're going to bring your left arm up and over. So you guys are probably going to be able to do that a lot more easily than I am. We're going for cow's face pose here. So you're going to use your strap to help you if you need one. And your elbow is going to point straight up. It's not like my elbow. A lot different. The idea is that it will open your heart center. And you're going to inhale here and exhale, fold forward. And then you can fold back up and release this side. Extend your left leg out long in front of you. Going to cross your right leg over your left leg. Lengthen up tall through your spine. This time you're going to internally rotate your left arm and bring it up your back. Bring your right arm up and over so your elbow points straight up. And if you can't reach your arms, then that's what you're going to use your strap for. Hello, hand at the back. And you're going to walk your hands towards each other. And eventually they will meet. Inhale. And you're going to exhale, reach your navel towards your knees. And your heart towards your ankles. So this one opens your hips to the backs of your legs and your heart so that we can connect to our heart center and all the nourishment that we've received and offer that pleasure to others. Ardha Gomukhasana. Half cow's face forward fold. And then slowly come up and release this side. And from here, you're going to come down into Shavasana. And because you have your bolster with you, I would recommend that you place it underneath your knees here for your final relaxation in order to integrate all of your practice. So lie with your bolster underneath your knees, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, tuck your tailbone under, and rest back here. And I have a poem to offer you here today as you rest back in Shavasana. So today I'm going to read you a poem by a local Canadian poet. Her name is Lorna Crozier. And Lorna Crozier was originally from Saskatchewan. She grew up there, but she's lived in Victoria, BC for the last 30 years. She teaches here in the writing department at University of Victoria. And this poem is called Repetitions for Mother. And I chose it because to me it represents the thoughts, words, and actions we have about offering the fruits of our practice to others. Perhaps the wishes that we have to be nourished by those that could nurture us. And perhaps maybe even the way that we wish to nurture others in our most perfect world. So this poem really spoke to me. I really love it. And if it doesn't speak to you, that's fine. You can let it go. Just let it fall from the trees like the leaves fall from the trees. That's right. And compost back into the ground. I want my mother to live forever. I want her to continue baking bread, hang the washing on the line, scrub the floors for the lawyers in our town. I want her fingers red with cold or white with water. I want her out of bed every holiday at 6 to stuff turkey. I want her to cut the brittle rhubarb into pieces, to can the crab apples, to grind the leftover roast for shepherd's pie. I want her to grab me and shake me out of my boots when I come home from school. I want her to lick her fingers and wipe the dirt from my face. I want her to put her large breasts into my mouth. I want her to tell me I am pretty, I am sweet, I am the apple of her eye. I want her to knit and knit long scarves of wool to wrap us like winding sheets all winter through. I want her to sing with her terrible voice that rose above the voices in the choir, to sing so loud my voice is full of her. I want her to carry her out her weariness like a box of gifts up those stairs to the room where I wait. Sleep, I will croon at the edge of her bed. Sleep, for tomorrow is a holiday. Her hands will move in a dream, breaking and breaking bread. Not pain, not sorrow, or old age will make my mother weep, but the sting of onions she must slice at 6 a.m., the bird forever sawing in the kitchen sink, naked and white. I want so much emptiness for her to fill. So reflect back on this whole series of the Ayurveda mantra of receiving the nourishment. And notice what stands out for you of how you've been nourished by this series. Notice what it is that you're going to take with you off your mat and into your life. Then once you form some intention around the way that you are going to take this class and this series with you, slowly begin to wiggle and stretch out. Bend your knees, roll to your right side. Start to make your way up to seated. So we're going to finish with the Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu mantra. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute to the happiness and freedom for all, with a moving mudra series that goes with it. It starts with your left palm up and your right palm down. And the way that it works is you hook your right palm underneath your left palm, you interlace your last three fingers, your index fingers come together, and then your thumbs line up. And then you place your index fingers on the center of your forehead. And you'll sing the Loka mantra here. And then you go into the Gyan mudra here, thumb and index finger together, the other three fingers extend, and you cross your arms. Your right hands and your right wrist is in front of your left wrist. And you chant the mantra again here. And then you finish, you keep the Gyan mudra here. You bring the outside edges of your hands together, your pinky fingers, your baby fingers together. And you bring the heels of your hands to your forehead here. And you chant the mantra one more time. And the significance of this is that you gather all the benefits of your own practice in first. And then you offer it to all beings. So that's the significance of it. And so my thought is that at the end of the Ayurvedic mantra series, we use this to close, and that my intention is that we will use this to close at the end of every Namaste Yoga class from now on. Okay? So let's begin. You start with your left palm up, your right palm down. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Wonderful. You just took all the benefits from your practice and you offered it to all living beings. So if you like today's show, share it with a friend or email it to a coworker, like it and subscribe to our channel. Leave your comments below. Today's question is, how do you take the benefits of your practice and offer nourishment to others? And if you'd like some value-added practice that you can do with my support in a like-minded community on our membership site this week, then I would recommend from the Bhagavad Gita series a class on love as a devotional practice. It uses the Loka Samasta mantra and loving kindness meditation with a mudra. Another class from the Bhagavad Gita series is a class on karma yoga, which is about the yoga of action and selfless service that would go along great with this. And also from the 5 Bhav series is a class on maternal love, offering love maternally, love as service. Those are all great. We'd love for you to join our membership. It's a site where we have value-added content, a community of like-minded people from all around the world, and where you can receive ongoing support from me and others in our community on deepening your yoga practice. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May you experience the strength of our mountains. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forest, and may your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.